Alright, so we are finally back. We are heading into the controls of Pokemon Arena. For those who don't know how to play the game, the first video in this series, I'll make a playlist for this. We'll cover that. And for those who do know, last episode we talked about building a team. Today we're going to talk about the basic controls. Once you get into the games, you can learn how to do all this stuff you're seeing on the screen here. So, first and foremost, the face buttons for an Xbox controller, X, Y, B, A, they all correspond to a move, and you'll see the little icons in the upper left that are like going on cooldown and graying out as I'm using them. So those four face buttons will govern those attacks. Additionally, you can press X and A together to perform a grab. Of course, the opponent, even though they are capable of blocking attacks, they can't block guard, but if they press X or A and you're using an XA grab, you'll be able to tech it. But there's also a YB grab. Tell the difference between the two. This one is the punch, this one is the burst. So you'll be able to see a difference between those two grabs. They definitely won't be the same thing. The effects vary depending on the character, but you get the basic gist of it. If you have a full bar of meter, like you see over there in the upper left, right under the orange bar, there is a blue bar. It's usually gray, but when it's full, it turns blue. You press A and B together, or click in the right stick to activate your super. Does a lot of damage. Reset some of the damage scaling for your combo. Timing your usage of it is very important. Next, we'll talk about the defensive buttons. You have blocking and dodging. Blocking is right bumper. Dodging, frame 1 invincible, but has a bit of end lag. That is right trigger. The dodge uses stamina, which is also used for blocking. You don't want to run out of stamina, because if you do, your dodges start looking like this, and you're going to get guard broken pretty much instantly if you try to block anything. So be very careful with that. Same story with dashing. Dashing doesn't take any negative penalty really. If you overuse it, it's not as devastating because it doesn't affect the end lag or anything about it. But you will still get guard broken for not having any stamina. The difference between dashing and dodging, however, is the fact that dashing can be cancelled out of attacks and into attacks. You can see the end lag difference here. Yeah, it's night and day. So you use dodges usually defensively, and you'll use dashes for a variety of different things, but mostly offense. Anyway, the last button we're going to cover on the back of the controller is the left trigger, which is Roman canceling. Resets all of the active cooldowns and gives you back your ground bounces and any other resources you use in the middle of a combo. Some characters have status moves like Calm Mind. You can rapid cancel the end of Calm Mind and Calm Mind again. So there's plenty of uses for rapid cancel. You can use it on block as well. Don't do that boss string I just showed you. Do not do that. We do not flame wheel on block. It's just an example. But you get the point. That's plenty of different things you can use your Roman cancel for. Little green bar that refills automatically, but it refills slower if you try to use guard thrust, which is pressing left trigger while you were blocking. As you can see, it thrusted the opponent off of me and allowed me to have some space and even put them in a hard knockdown. So that's all good and well, but let's say the opponent knows that you're really afraid and knows you're going to do that, and they block it by using a really quick attack to bait it out. And once they block it, they can punish you for that. They can also grab you in the middle. It's invincible to everything but grab, so be very careful. Next button we gotta cover the D-pad. You notice in the last video we picked 4 different Pokemon. You cycle through them with the D-pad. All of their icons are in the upper left, and as you can see, I press to the right to get Sylveon, I'll press down to get Lucario, and so on and so forth. You can switch into them in any order, of course. That's up to you. You may have noticed how long it takes me to switch. If you switch in the middle of a combo, however, it's instantaneous. So, maybe don't try to switch in neutral and get hit by a fatal counter. Because that's what you're gonna get if you try to use it and somebody catches it. So try to do it mid-combo. You can also do it off of grabs. So plenty of ways that you can safely get into one Pokemon into the next. You get the gist of it. But that's about it for the controls. I don't think there is anything else important to cover, except if I didn't mention it earlier, in addition to pressing AB, you can click in the right stick to activate your super. But yeah, that's it. The next video we'll be talking about the mechanics of the game, stuff that's from Pokemon, like hazards, status build-up. You don't have to worry about, this type does double damage to the other. You don't have to worry about it. Don't worry, it's a fighting game with some integrity, you know what I'm saying? So that's not going to be a big deal. Don't worry about that. You can't poison types and you can't burn fire types. Your stuff that makes sense. You'll be able to figure that out, of course. But yeah, that's some of the system mechanics as well. We'll cover over there too. But for now, that's the controls, and now you know how to play the game. The game, the world is your oyster now. So do what you got to do. See you in the next video.